Hello everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. That's right, I am a full-time professional musician. My instrument is the recorder, which might seem like an unlikely career choice. You sent me all your questions about being a pro musician on Instagram. Here we go. First question, and the most popular, do I get paid? Yes, I get paid. This is my job. It is my full source of income. I don't come from familial wealth. I'm not supported by my partner. This is how I earn my money. Bit of background information. I've been playing the recorder casually since I was 6, properly since I was 17, 18. And yes, I was a music major in college. I did 2 bachelors and a master's all in recorder. Information about that in how I became a recorder player. Let's dig a bit deeper into it because it's a big subject. You can get paid for all kinds of aspects of being a musician. My main ones are performing, teaching, and various YouTube things. And I, like many musicians, am a freelancer and I have lots and lots of different income streams. So as a freelancer, you don't have a fixed salary, you don't have anyone arranging it for you. You've got to figure it out and bring it in yourself. And this was the process that I learned over many years. So I've been thinking about this, and as a musician, you're generally paid for your finished result rather than your time. You'll be paid for what you deliver. So this differs. This could be paid on an hourly rate. When I'm teaching, for example, I bill an hourly rate to my students. This could be a day rate. So when I'm working with a theatre company to produce a new music theatre production, that will involve rehearsals, a premiere and a tour, I will be paid a day rate. Or it could be a lump sum for a project. So if I'm booked to perform a concert, I will get a lump sum fee for that concert. And into that goes not only the hour I'm on stage, but the days and weeks and months it could take to prepare that concert. So I might be paid for 1 hour of teaching, but I spent another 2 hours preparing the lesson. Or I'm paid a nice lump sum for 1 hour on stage in a concert, but it actually took the whole day of being there and a whole month of preparation to make that happen. How do you know what to charge? Get advice from your local musicians, organisations and unions. I'm a member of the Dutch Musicians Union, the Kunstenbond. They give you whole PDFs of the fees that you should be asking for chamber music, for soloists, for composers, for teaching, all of that. And it will always take a bit of negotiating. As a professional musician, you are basically running a small business. You are responsible for your delivering your product, whether that's a concert or a lesson or a piece of music, whatever, or the communication, the emails, the negotiation, the sending the invoices, the doing your taxes, the doing your marketing and your website and your social media. And rather than seeing this as, oh, I just want to play music, I enjoy doing it all. My God, I can do all of these things. It makes me feel powerful. Was I scared when I started down this life path? I'm going to say no. 3 reasons. 1, I decided to become a recorder player when I was 17 or 18. I was so naive. I had no concept of the world. I was just like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. I also started studying in 2003. Study fees were minimal. The cost of living was low. It didn't feel very risky. And 3rd, I just really felt it was the right decision. And luckily for me, that has played out. I am still fulfilled and amazed and full of gratitude that I get to be a professional musician. It is such a privilege and I never ever take that for granted. My God, I'm so happy to be doing what I'm doing. How did I find a starter job after graduation? So I have actually always worked. I got my first job when I was 16 in a supermarket and I've always been working. I've worked in bars, cafes, babysitting, call centres, supermarkets, garden centres. I've had fine jobs, I've had awful jobs. So I just kind of carried this through. And for me, it was a very gradual process of taking all these jobs I was doing and gradually replacing them one by one with things I wanted to be doing more. And I just want to say, there's nothing wrong with doing non-music things alongside music. Nothing wrong at all. I always had to work random jobs alongside studying and practice, and I really think it made me a better musician in the sense that I had to know how to practice and do it efficiently and combine my time, and it set me up for a professional life much better, I think, than if I just had the time to sit and practice for 12 hours a day. Oh, and then the question how to find these jobs. You could say two main pillars of becoming a successful professional musician. One is you have to just be amazing at your instrument. You have to be able to do your job really, really well. And the second is you should be immersed in the community. Now, this is me putting a positive spin on it's not what you know, it's who you know. Because at least in the classical music scene in Amsterdam, that's my scene, it's really true. 100%. The best way to get concerts is to get to know other people and do collaborations. Be interested. Go to other people's concerts. Talk to them about it. And through this, you get in contact with lots of people. And if they need a recorder player, they'll think of you. There is no point spending all of your time in a practice room becoming amazing if no one knows you exist. And at this point, I want to say, don't worry if you're weird or socially awkward. A lot of us musicians are. So you don't have to be some amazing like schmoozy networker social butterfly. Be your own weird self. There's kind of another step on this line. How long after graduating did I achieve the life that I wanted? Can I be horrifically annoying and say, like, on one hand, I've always been so freaking grateful to be able to be studying and working as a recorder player. So I've always felt like, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, I'm doing it, even at the very start. And on the other hand, this mythical success, the pinnacle, you've made it, you've reached it. What is that? That never comes. So always and never. But I do know what you mean. So I'm going to be really cheesy here and say, actually, it's when Team Recorder started to get rolling that I felt like I'd found my place. This is going to take me into my next question, which is what's the most difficult thing about being a professional musician? Is it hard? Yes. It's the up and down irregularity of it all. You can have a big accomplishment one day, a prize or a concert or a review, and then a big rejection the next. It can be a real emotional roller coaster. For me, I'm 20 years into my career. I'm a mid-career musician. And the thing that I'm realizing now is this kind of striving for the next thing never ends. But that is part of it. And I'm realizing now I'm just kind of talking about the hard things. But for me, they are vastly outweighed by the amazing things about this job. For me, getting to do the things I do, performing on stage, teaching my students, they both just give me such fulfillment. I've learned to zoom out, see my career as a long haul marathon. Enjoy the highs, but be kind to myself in the lows, because at the end of the day, my job is not life and death. How to organise study time. Oh God. As a professional musician, you get a lot less practice time than as a student. When you're a student, your job is to practice. That's the time of your life to put loads and loads of hours in. As a professional musician, you'll probably have a lot less time. You spend a lot of your time organising things, doing emails. As you get older, you may have other commitments, a family, taking care of older or younger members. So I have learned two things. One is how to practice well, practice efficiently with purpose and concentration, so that when I'm practicing, I'm actually achieving what I want to do. So planning and purpose within a realistic framework that works within your life, and don't waste energy beating yourself up because you think you should be doing more. Take the time you have and make good use of it. Should play that little bit back to me when I'm next sitting in my practice chair like, ugh. How do you decide what goes into a programme? That is such a good question. You'll typically have a chat with the concert organiser about what they're looking for. For example, if it's an early music venue, contemporary music venue, it's important to go for what will fit with their purpose. I really like to kind of organise my pieces into albums, as it were, like a programme set this that I can then play in different places. I might swap one or two pieces out, find out what works, but I've kind of got a framework. For me, I love to play contemporary music, but I know that audiences often appreciate early music. I might put a bit more or less early music in, depending on what I think the audience are going to enjoy. By the way, I'm absolutely 100% up for playing full early music programmes. I just love to champion that new music. Cost-benefit analysis for buying yet another recorder. I'm not a very spontaneous person. It can easily take me years in between wanting to buy something and actually going and buying it. With money, I'm very careful. I like to plan. When I was younger, it would also take me a good 1 or 2 years to save up for each recorder, and this has kind of built itself in. So I'm thinking, will I play it? Will I have opportunity to perform with it? Does it give me something different than one of the existing recorders I have? Doesn't. Though recorder playing is my job, instruments are business expenses. I can also write them off for the taxes. Look at it this way. Even if it's your hobby, when you buy a recorder, you are supporting a centuries-old handcrafted tradition. Buying recorders is like the epitome of supporting small local businesses. So I would much rather see my hard-earned money go to a recorder maker who I know personally and I trust than buying insert luxury item here. Can you become a professional musician at age 37? I will start by saying yes, I think you can. But let's have a chat what it actually means, professional musician. What is a professional musician? Is it somebody who's paid to produce a musical service? Yes, but not only. Is it somebody who's studied music? It includes that, but not only. Is it somebody who makes their living from being a musician? Yes, but not only. So becoming a pro musician takes time. That's something that you have a little bit less of when you're 37, but not much less. We've still got a lot of life in front of us. But as I said before, you need the level of playing and you need the kind of connections and community. And those take time to build up. You could say in Western classical music, there is a cult of youth prodigy, of these very young children doing amazing classical music things. But classical music is so much more than that. I think we need the wisdom, the life experience that older generations can bring to the table. It shouldn't only be about what's new and what's young. There are also many great creatives who have come to their careers later in life, and we shouldn't close the door just because somebody's not 15 and already winning prizes. However, realistically, if you're thinking of the kind of classical music career that involves big prizes, record deals, being a soloist on great hall stages around the world, you do see those musicians coming through that path from their youth. So if you're of an adult age, you're thinking of a classical music career, you need a good teacher who can guide you, and you need to get immersed in the classical music community that you can find. I'm painting in big brushes here. I'm not saying that kids who learn classical music are bad, not that at all, but there should be more room for different pathways in a classical music career. I'm going to wrap it up here. There's so much more I could say about all of these topics. Please ask me more questions in the comments. Let's end it there. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face down here. If you'd like to support Team Recorder, there is the Patreon. Click here, and here are some other videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye!